bought my teenage son Berserk. If you know, you know, and your jaw might already be on the floor. If you don't, buckle up, because this might make me the worst mom ever.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Story time. I was trying to be more intentional about connecting with my son. Supportive, engaged, actually interested in the stuff that he's into. So when my son asked for Berserk, this manga series, I said yes. But not just yes, I went all in. I bought him 6 volumes to start. He was thrilled, and I was feeling like a gift-giving ninja. Gifts are one of his love languages. He's an amazing, intentional gift giver, and I can see how loved he feels when I'm intentional about buying him gifts. My happy son made my heart swell. Then I talked to a friend.
That's me. I'm the friend.
He casually mentioned that the anime he watched was, well, dark. Like, it's really dark. Violent, disturbing, sexually violent. It didn't sit well with him. And guess what? It was called Berserk. My heart sank. When I got home, I went straight to my son's bookshelf, and there it was, the 6-volume starter pack of Berserk, sitting there like a grenade I handed him myself. I felt sick. I missed something huge. I didn't screen it, I didn't check, I assumed. And in doing so, I exposed my son to a famously dark and graphically explicit manga. Now, before you're too hard on me, let me back up. My son is getting older. He's nearing graduation, and I've been feeling the tug to be even more intentional about our relationship. He really loves anime, so I wanted to understand it. From the outside, anime looked, well, weird. Over-sexualized characters, tons of violence, exaggerated everything. But then we watched some together. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, and you know what? I liked them. Not just tolerated them, genuinely liked them. The storytelling, compelling. The visuals, stunning. Japanese voice acting, so rich and expressive. And watching it in the original language with subtitles, like he prefers, forced me to actually watch. No multitasking, no folding laundry, no doom scrolling, just me fully present with my son. And we talked a lot about storylines, morals, pain, hope. It was beautiful. I had started to believe, hey, anime is not that bad. And for a lot of it, that's true. But here's the catch. Anime isn't a genre, it's a medium, like TV. There's anime for kids, anime for adults, and anime that should honestly come with a warning label in neon. For example, Berserk. Berserk is like letting your 16-year-old watch Game of Thrones. It's brutal, violent, it includes graphic sexual trauma. It isn't just edgy storytelling, it's not for kids. So let's break this down. If you're a parent like me trying to navigate this massive anime world, here's what you need to know. Anime is Japanese animation. Manga is Japanese comics and graphic novels. Anime and manga span every genre. Romance, horror, comedy, thriller, even cooking shows. These shows are often brilliant, and yes, some are even wholesome. Others are not. Just because it's animated doesn't mean it's innocent. If your teen is already watching something that feels off, or if you handed them a beautiful box set with some of the world's darkest storytelling, don't panic. Start with a conversation, not a crackdown. Ask, what shows are you into right now? Have you ever come across anything that felt kind of uncomfortable to watch? Open questions, no judgment, just curiosity. And if you do need to set limits, do it with the goal of connection, not control.
Let's take a second to pause and start the conversation. If you want, you can pause the video and discuss this question with those around you.
Have you ever started something and realized halfway through that it wasn't really good for you? Anime, like all storytelling, can reflect both beauty and brokenness. Some explore sacrifice, redemption, and friendship. Others distort love, glorify violence, or cross serious lines. So don't dismiss the whole medium, but do stay involved. At the end of the day, it's not just about what they're watching, it's about what stories are shaping our teens' hearts. As a mom, I don't just want to protect my son from the world, I want to prepare him for it. I could have just taken the books away and told him, don't read that garbage. But that would have been a missed opportunity. Instead, I wanted to teach him about something deeper, how to be mindful of what he's letting into his heart, how to pause and think, how to weigh what he lets into his heart and mind. So we talked. We talked about what explicit content does to our souls, why guarding your heart isn't about shame, it's about wisdom, and about how, as his mom, I care more about who he's becoming than whether he's simply following the rules. I asked if he understood. He looked at me and said, Honestly, not really. So I went deeper about what sexually explicit material does to the brain, how it floods the system with unnatural levels of dopamine, how it can rewire the way we think about connection and about love, about people, how it can even impact his future relationships, maybe even his future marriage if he doesn't protect his mind now. And he started to listen, to really listen. I had been so nervous to bring it up, but he surprised me with softness, with maturity. I told him I knew he was stepping into adulthood, that I wasn't trying to control him, I just wanted him to see the truth for himself. He asked me, want me to just chuck him? I told him I wanted it to be his decision. No drama, no defensiveness, just a decision. His decision. He chose to protect his heart, and they got thrown out. I'm not a perfect mom, and I'm not raising a perfect kid. I'm raising a young man, one who's learning how to live in a broken world, one thoughtful decision at a time. And to me, that's the win. It's important, I think, as a parent to gauge your teen's maturity level. Different age groups call for different responses and action steps. Having discernment and wisdom, and then teaching discernment and wisdom can feel like a tricky balance. You know your teen, trust your gut. That's why I've started paying closer attention to the kinds of stories my son is drawn to. Because the gospel is a story too, a story of love that sacrifices, a story that doesn't entertain for the sake of it, but transforms. And maybe the stories our teens love can be an open door, a way in. Because I care deeply about the story my son's living, I'm learning to care about the stories he's consuming too.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more from Axis, click one of these two videos. And to support Axis, you can click here.